Can I ask y'all a question? Are friends with benefits really beneficial? Or is the concept overrated? Should we just get rid of it on a whole? And when you think about situationships, let's be honest, aren't those just glorified booty calls? We discuss all that and more on Unchained Opinions. Welcome to Unchained Opinions, episode 1. It has been a struggle because I recorded this whole podcast yesterday. Set up, recorded. It took about an hour off of my life, about an hour and a half off of my life, just for the audio to be wasted and not usable. So now it's Tuesday and I'm re recording this. That's why episode 1 is late, but it's supposed to be on Monday. It's podcasts, videos, everything's supposed to be Mondays or Fridays. So it being out on Tuesdays because of the technical difficulties that I suffered yesterday. So yeah, there's that. But nonetheless, welcome to episode 1 of Unchained Opinions. Today we are going to be talking about friends with benefits, as you saw from the cold open, and situationships. Um, Before we get into that, however, I also make short content. By short content, I mean like 20-minute content videos. Like the one that I did on Friday is treating justifiable and my thoughts on long distance relationships. So you can go check that out. That will be linked down below. As well as my socials, like my Instagram, where we can interact and you can be as involved in the podcast as I am, because I want it to be a very interactive thing. I want to hear your perspective. I want to get your opinions on topics that I may discuss or I have discussed. And I want you to be able to tell me whether you agree, disagree, whatever it may be. So you can comment whether you disagree, whether you agree, what topics you think I should discuss down below, as well as following me on my socials. Again, we will be interacting a lot, especially on Instagram, sometimes on Twitter, I guess. So yeah, so you should subscribe, turn on post notifications so you know when I upload more episodes and other videos, as well as, again, follow me on my socials and like this episode if you thought it was fun, if you enjoyed it. Also, go check out my last video like that as well, because why not? Comment what other topics, again, you think I should do. And yeah, so friends with benefits, situationships, what's the point of some of these things? All of these are all terms, these are all labels just to say one thing and one thing only. We're having sex. That's literally all they are. That's literally all those terms, all those labels are describing. Friends with benefits. We're friends who are having sex. Let's be real, that's the only benefit in it. A situationship, that's a whole other thing. We're in a relationship, but we're not using the title of boyfriend, girlfriend. Let's be real. We're just having sex. We're just two people having sex, afraid of commitment. That's all that it is. But anyways, so we're gonna be looking at a few clips that I found on TikTok where they talk about friends with benefits and stuff, and a few clips from this show that used to, I guess, premiere on, I think it was Fox, called The Real. Um, so yeah, they talk about friends with benefits, they talk about situationships, they talk about booty calls, all those things. Because in the cold opening, I compared situationships to booty calls because that's pretty much what they are. So we're gonna look at all of those things. So yeah, the first clip that we are going to look at is from a guy basically talking about his experience with in Friends with Benefits, how that played out, and pretty much what his viewpoints on Friends with Benefits are. We're gonna watch it and then I'll be back to commenting on what I think about it. So
Friends with benefits, let's talk about it. Is it beneficial? Will you end up getting hurt? Is it worth it in the long term? Well, for one, I'd like to change the title. I'd like to say friends with sex. Like, let's call it what it is, guys. Let's stop sugarcoating it to make ourselves feel better. There are zero benefits to it except for the sex. Great. No problem. I've been in plenty. I'm not talking shit about it. I will say this, though. In my own experiences, I never got hurt. Okay? But somehow the other person did. Even though we communicated, we kept it real, no promises, no attachments, no titles. So therefore, in the long term, it didn't make me feel good because I was hurting people unintentionally. The thing is, a lot of people that are in situationships and friends with benefits, they are A, either looking for fun, B, they are using you as a pit stop until their next endeavor, and three, in the final third, is people hoping to convince you or turn it into an actual relationship. So for me, long term, I don't think it is a smart way of investing your time with someone if there really isn't going to be a future with this person. That's just my 2 cents. You're welcome.
Okay, so we got his thoughts, we got his point of view on friends with benefits, and I do agree with the endpoints that he made. It's just for fun. Someone's gonna get hurt, and it doesn't make sense being involved with someone to that extent if it's not for the long term. Yeah, initially when you get into a friends with benefit situation, it is just for fun. It is just because you both are maybe you're both lonely, or maybe you just made an agreement to have this type of relationship just cause. So initially it starts out for fun, but as time go on, you're both both of you or one of you may start developing feelings. If both of you aren't developing feelings, then that's going to be a whole mess, because when one of you start developing feelings, the other one is not going to feel the same way, and then that's going to cause a whole mess, especially if you're considered friends. You may very much not end up being friends anymore, because you're going to end up with a very toxic situation. If you're in the same friend group, that's going to be a whole mess for the rest of your friends. Don't get into that, especially if you're in the same friend group, to cause a mess between you and the rest of your friends, because now no one's going to want to be around either of you, because there's just going to be this negative vibe with y'all when we come around you. So I honestly think it's going to be a complicated situation when you get into a friends with benefits, especially if you're genuinely friends before. If you're friends before, it doesn't make sense, because again, it's gonna complicate things. You might lose a friendship just because you were horny and wanted sex. And then he talked about in the long term. Okay, let's say you weren't necessarily friends before, but then you met with each other. You decided, okay, hey, we're gonna be having sex, we're gonna be friends with benefits, hoping that it ends up developing into something more. First off, never start out hoping for a relationship with anything like that, because normally it's not gonna progress. It's most likely not gonna progress. So to expect it to progress out of a situation where it was just all about sex is absolutely bizarre, because it's most likely not going to. It's most likely going to just be sex. One of you might develop feelings and the other one might not, or none of you develop feelings. So if you were looking for a relationship out of it, cut it right there. So if you're in a friends with benefit situation and you're like, you know what, I can get a relationship out of this, it can evolve into a relationship. I'm telling you right now, it probably isn't going to, and you're just wasting your time. So that's that's what I think. Honestly, it doesn't make sense getting involved with your friend or with someone in a friends with benefit situation, especially if you know, especially if you know that you're looking for something long term, because it's not going to progress. Okay, so the next video we're going to watch is this lady basically gave her rules to navigate a friends with benefit situation. We're going to take a watch. We might pause in between it to comment on the rules. We might watch until the end. But yeah, so she gave her point of view on the rules to navigating friends with benefits, what you should do, what you shouldn't do when you're in a friends with benefits situation. So Let's take a
Your friends with benefits. Awesome. Here are some rules to come out of it in a positive way. 1, no sleepovers. You don't have sleepovers with your friends with benefits. That leads to feelings, etc. 2, and this is actually more important than 1, don't go into it wanting anything. There should always be a reason that you don't want to be more with this person. Maybe they're younger and you don't take them seriously. Whatever it is, do not expect a thing.
right, like I mentioned, if you start a friends with benefit situation expecting it to progress to anything more than that, then you're most likely wasting your time, and you honestly shouldn't have gone into it thinking that anyways. Again, friends with benefits is just for fun. You should never expect anything more because it's just sex. You're just agreeing with a label for sex. That's all it is. So that's all you should be thinking when you're going into it. Never think that it's going to be anything more. Never hope for anything more, because I'm not going to say that it never happens, because I'm sure there's times where maybe two persons went into something as just friends with benefits, or a situation. We'll cover that later in the episode. And then they progressed into a relationship. Cool, good for them. The chances of that happening is very, very, very slim. It does happen, but not as often. So, yeah.
3, mutual respect. Be able to openly and honestly communicate with this person. And 4, use a condom. If you're just friends with benefits, it's very possible they're sleeping with other people, and you always want to protect yourself. And 5, make sure it's fun. Otherwise, don't do it. What's the point otherwise, you know? Like, what's the
Okay, so, yeah. I'm skipping to the last one. Have fun. That's the whole point. I'm pretty sure you agreed to friends with benefits for the fun, not for anything, not for the commitment, not for anything else, just for the fun. Um, Using a condom, because again, you might be their friend with benefit, but they have like 2, 3 other friends with benefits as well. That's why I'm saying don't expect it to progress into anything more, because chances are they are hooking up with other people. They are seeing other people. You aren't the only one. If you are the only one, you probably wouldn't be friends with benefits. You would probably be in a relationship. Let's just be real. You would probably be in a relationship. The fact that you're just what you are, a friend for benefit, means that they don't see you as anything more than just a friend that they can benefit from. So yeah. So those are her rules. I do agree with some of them, that you shouldn't try to make it anything more than friend getting benefit. That's the sex is the only benefit. You're not getting anything more. I guess the friendship is also a benefit. If you really are friends, you might just be two people hooking up and you label it as friends with benefits. Again, it all boils down to it's just about the sex. That's really all it is. Okay, so this next clip we're gonna watch is, he basically talks about how long should a friends with benefit situation last, and what are the terms that could end a friends with benefit situation. So we're gonna take a watch. We're gonna see what he talks about, and yeah.
How long should my friends with benefits situation last? Very simple. There's really only two answers. 1, until you don't want to do it anymore. Or 2, until one of the two of you catches feelings, which you inevitably will. Okay? You're not smarter than everybody else.
Okay, so simple as that. You can be in a friends with benefit situation, because listen, I'm not saying if you're in friends with benefits, I'm not judging you. Sure, everyone has their own preference, everyone has their own ideas, has deals with their love life differently. Cool. But that situation, that friends with benefits situation, does have its limits, does have its boundaries, does have its expiration date. Because again, both of you, neither of you, one of you are going to catch feelings, and that is going to put a very icky mess, a very ickiness to your, I don't know how to describe it. But yeah, one of you are going to catch feelings, one of you are going to end up feeling a type of way. And if both of you do great, maybe it can progress. Maybe you might not want commitment, but your feelings did develop. If one of you do, yeah, no, that's when it's going to end because you're going to want it to develop into something more. The other person's not going to want it to develop into anything more. And then you're going to start to butt heads and it's just going to end there. Both the friends with benefits situation and possibly your friendship. And two, if both of you can agree to just end it right there, to just move on with your lives and be happy, great. You can probably end up still being friends after that. And it's just a clean breakaway from all of that. So it will make life a lot easier if both of you mutually agree to ending it right then and there. Okay, so those were the 3 TikTok clips that I saw. So this next clip that we're gonna watch is the first clip from The Real, where Judge Mathis, which is a very popular black judge in the States, and I say in the States, in America, in the United States, because I am not from the States. I am not in the States. I am from Antigua. I am from the Caribbean. No, Antigua is not in Jamaica. 2 separate countries, 2 separate islands, 2 separate places. I am from Antigua. And for everyone who says, "Oh, but you sound Jamaican," I hear a Jamaican. Antigua and Jamaica, Antiguans and Jamaicans are not the same. We do not have the same accent. We might pronounce and say certain things alike, but we are very different. But I digress. So, as I was saying, this next clip is from The Real, where they had Judge Mathis on talking about what he understands friends with benefits to be, his thoughts on the difference between friends with benefits and a booty call. So, we're going to take a look at that.
Can you please tell us what's the difference between friends with benefits and a booty call?
Well, the friends with benefits, they hang out and have fun together.
Okay.
And then booty call is just what they call now a drive-by. So that's old language.
Oh, what?
It's a drive-by.
Oh.
Yeah, you come by.
A drive-by. That's a unique way of describing. That's a very unique way of describing friends with benefits or a booty call as a drive-by. Okay, we're gonna hear how he explains that comparison.
10, 11, or after the club.
See, 10 or 11.
Drive-by.
Booty call.
Anything after 11.
This is why we need a man every now and then
Yes,
to
we
explain
do.
their point of view.
Okay, so I guess his definition of a booty call or a drive-by is in the demon time, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2 a.m., all those times, and you're coming around to have sex with someone. Again, as I said, it boils down to having sex. That's all it is. That's all a booty call. That's all friends with benefits. That's all a situationship. That's all they are. Just sex. So him describing it in that way, saying that that's what he understands the similarity between, well, I guess, like he said, friends with benefits is you're having fun because I guess it's your friend, but at the same time, you're having sex. You're calling your friend. It's basically calling your friend for a booty call. You can't find it anywhere else. You and your friend are single, so that's what it is. Or example, oh, my friend, she's gonna hate me. But I already told her when I was making this episode that I'm going to bring it up. She knows I'm going to mention it. So my friend was she was talking to this dude, and pretty much she said it was just for fun. It started out just for fun. But then feelings started getting involved, and it was feelings from both parties. Both parties started catching feelings. But then situations happened, things changed, and it ended. And it kind of ended on a sour note, so to speak, basically. Listen, when feelings get involved in things, it really causes things to go sour, especially if it gets involved in a very negative light. So now there they are having their fun, and feelings get involved, situations change, and they had to move on from their friends with benefit situation. Are they still friends now? No. Well, I don't know. They, I guess they're cordial. They're cordial towards each other. There's no real animosity, but they're not necessarily friends. They will say hi and bye, but they're not going to be having full blown conversations. So, yeah, that's why I was saying when you can go from being real good friends to not even talking to each other anymore, just because feelings got involved with both of you just wanting sex. So, that's what I think about friends with benefits. Yes, it is beneficial because it has its benefits of having sex when you're lonely, I guess. But when you move on and feelings get involved, it does become rocky, it does become messy, and it can end friendships. Um, so the question that I ask, is it beneficial? I guess yes. It is very beneficial for some people. But I do think it is honestly very overrated. And it doesn't need a label. I think we should just get rid of the label. So we should just get rid of it on a whole. We don't need to put a label on saying anything friends with no benefits or no situationships. Just get rid of it. Just say that you're having sex. You're two people having sex. You might be two friends having sex. That's all that it is. So yeah. So that was Judge Mathis talking about friends with benefits. Okay, so the next clip we're going to be watching is another clip from the reel. So we're going to watch it, and we're going to probably be pausing in between, or we're going to come back. I think this clip is where they talk about situationships. So yeah, we're going to be getting into situationships now. So let's check it out.
First up, I want to talk about a type of relationship that we rarely discuss, you guys. I'm talking about situationships. Have you guys heard of this term?
No.
Right, it's when you're dating someone without commitment, someone you enjoy with no strings attached.
How do you date someone? How are you involved with someone with no commit? Do you see what I mean? You're in a relationship, but you're so it's an open relationship at the end of it. Because if you're with someone but you're not staying committed to just them, it's pretty much an open relationship. You're Will and Jada, basically. But let's hear what they continue. And if it is that you're just dating, because okay, for me, I see relationships dating in four stages, basically. The first stage is the talking stage. You're just getting to know the person, you're just meeting, you're just talking on the phone, you're just texting. There's that. The second stage is you're dating, but you're not dating just them. You're finally meeting them in person. You're finally going out to lunch, dinner, whatever it may be. So for stage one and stage two, you're doing that with multiple people. You're not settled down with just that one person. You're not just situated with that one person. You're still getting to know them, but you're also getting to know other people. Stage three is what I call exclusively dating. Well, not what I call it. I'm pretty sure that's an actual thing. Exclusively dating, where okay, you stop dating multiple people, you stop putting energy in multiple people, and you're now focusing on just this one person. You're not in a committed relationship because today, tomorrow, you can be like, okay, no, this is not for me, and move on. But instead of putting your energy in multiple people, you're putting your energy in just this one person focusing on just this one person to really get to know them to see if both of you can work in a relationship. And the final stage, stage 4, is the relationship, where both of you say, okay, I like you, you like me. We're going to commit, we're going to settle down. We're now boyfriend, girlfriend, or whatever the case may be. That's the 4 stages, in my opinion, of dating. So saying a situationship is where you're together but not committed or whatever it is doesn't really make sense to me. But let's continue watching and see what they have to say.
Now, with proper relationships, you kind of know what you're getting into because you guys have titles, and hopefully both parties understand what being in a relationship means. So, my satisfied single Lonnie.
Right.
Do you think that situationships can work?
What happened to the good old-fashioned booty call?
I think they just gave it a new name.
Wait, is that
That's what it is. It's just a booty call with a new fancy, well, not fancy, with a new name to make people feel more comfortable. Because saying that you and someone are just having booty calls, I guess, doesn't sound as nice. But now we're in a situationship. I guess that makes it sound better. I guess that makes it more comfortable talking about than saying that's a booty call. And then I guess, as we heard from Judge Mathis, a booty call normally happens in like what persons refer to as demon time, 11 p.m. to I guess like 4 or 5 a.m. A situationship, from my understanding, can happen at any time in the day. But I'm pretty sure booty call can also happen at any time in the day. Once you call up someone to have sex, that's pretty much a booty call. Once you make arrangements to have sex, that's pretty much what I understand a booty call is. But situationships, booty calls, friends with benefits, it's all the same thing. It's, at the end of the day, it's all about you and someone else having sex.
a booty call situation?
No.
Okay.
A booty call is when you get it on and then he get on.
It's after 10.
But now you got situations where they involved or whatever.
Yeah, there's no ship in a booty call.
The situation is, I want to look at Scandal by myself, so situate yourself out my house. That's booty call.
Got it.
And situationships is more like
He doesn't want, or she doesn't want the title of girlfriend or we're
They don't want
together
to be on
or
lockdown.
commitment.
They don't want to commit to each other.
Exactly.
I think that's crazy because, I think that most people think that if you call somebody your boyfriend or your girlfriend, then they could be the one. You know what I'm saying? But that doesn't mean anything. It's like you're the one for right now.
But it takes maturity to get there. Husband or wife is like the one. Yeah, you are technically single until you're married, but it takes maturity to get that.
Yeah, but everybody.
You're technically single until you're married. I don't like that. And here's why. Saying you're single until you're married causes very iffy. Because now persons are going to be in relationships, boyfriend and girlfriend, 2 plus 5 plus year relationships. They're not engaged, they're not married, but they're together. And then that kind of gives them the green light to be like, okay, I'm single because we're not married, so I can still go and see other people. I can still go and hook up. I can still go and date other people. That kind of causes a very iffy situation, in my opinion, because if I'm with you, if we said we're in a relationship and a month, not even a month, a month down the line, 2 months down the line, a year, 5 years, 10 years, whatever, and then you're like, you know what? I think I'm single because we're not married. So I'm going to go and see other people. No, we're ending it right. If you want to see other people, then you're single. Then I'm single. You can't say that we're together, but you're single. That doesn't make any sense to me. So I disagree with that term. It's being single until married. If you're engaged, you're not married as yet. You're on your way to getting married, but you're not married as yet. Does that still mean you're single? Does that still mean that you can go and see other people? I disagree with that statement, but that's just my opinion. Comment down below if you agree or disagree with that.
It's not, you can't look at everybody like, oh, this could be the one.
Right.
Maybe they just crack your back good and that's it. Everything else, I don't want to be with you like that.
maybe, yeah, maybe you don't have to put a label on it. You don't have to say you're in a situationship. You don't have to say you're friends with benefits. You don't have to say you're boyfriend or girlfriend if you don't want to, if you're not together. Maybe the sex is just good. Maybe the bump and grind is just good. The hanky panky, the devil's tango, maybe all of it is just, it's just really, really enjoyable. It's just really, really good. And you enjoy having it with this person. You don't have to label it. You can just label it as, you don't have to label, you can just label it as, you can just say it's great sex with this person. You don't have to give it no titles, no labels, anything like that. Just say that's what it is. It's just good sex with someone.
Basically, you guys are, it's just a hookup.
Like a thought.
No.
I'm seriously confused because I thought that was like friends with benefits.
I think a friend with benefit is kind of closest to it. No.
Okay, this is what it
Okay.
Tell us, satisfied single. Tell us.
They're saying that now they're like going to the movies and they're making plans to do stuff, but we're not boyfriend and girlfriend.
Well, why come?
Because they don't want the title. They don't want that.
So they're just hooking up.
Yeah, but isn't that better than
But
saying
they don't necessarily,
It doesn't always have to be about hooking up.
Okay.
It can just be about having that plus one, having that companionship, but the door's still open for another person.
Really?
That's what the situation.
So an open relationship. If you're going to be together, but you still want to have the opportunity of going out and seeing other people, that is an open relationship. You both are together, but there's no real commitment. There's no real solid just us. Because it can't be just us, but still just us, but other people. It's an open relationship, or it's nothing. It's just people having sex. Because I can't see being with someone saying we're in a relationship, a solid monogamous relationship, and then we still seeing other people. We're going to the movies, we're going out on dates and all of that. We're just hanging out. It's just hanging out and having sex. Because I don't see how labeling it as a situationship because you don't want the commitment just sounds so, it sounds corny. It sounds so corny to say that you want relationship things but not the relationship. That's like saying you want married people things but not get married. You can't want a woman to give you wifey treatment or a man to give you husband with treatment, but you're not married. It doesn't make sense. The same thing applies. You can't want to be saying that you have boyfriend and girlfriend situations, but you don't want the label of boyfriend and girlfriend. You don't want to commit. It doesn't make any sense.
Relationship so dumb.
Right.
So you're just friends hanging out.
This is so dumb.
By the way,
So
I
it's
don't
a
believe
situation.
I don't believe. Yes.
But you're having a sexual relationship too, though.
See, that's why
You
I'm
might
confused.
have another girlfriend or another boyfriend. That could happen.
That's
but
called-
it's like
That's not dating. Like, right?
It's dating, but it's like, you know how at a
See,
certain
some
point,
people-
when you date at a certain point, then it's like, okay, this is my man.
Well,
Or this,
I'm
and
just
they're saying they
I
don't
thought
want
that was just called cheating.
No, I just thought that
It's a mess.
for me.
Right, for you.
If we kicking and we done got intimate, you my boyfriend, and that's it.
Hey,
What you mean?
And that is how some people think. Once you start getting involved sexually, romantically, whatever, you're together. And to some people, that isn't it. To others, that's how it is. Once we've started talking in a flirtatious, romantic way, once we're going out on dates, once we're having sex, all of those things, then there's some sort of commitment. But that's when you have a conversation about what you are, whether you're together or you're not together, whether you're just having sex or whatever the case is. That's you. It all comes down to conversation, I guess, about what you're gonna label you having sex.
That's how it should be.
And I'm your girlfriend. something different.
I always say, if I see you 2 times, we go together.
Yeah.
That's
Exactly.
why.
Do you think people?
That's my rule, though.
Do you think people do this because they don't want the pressure of the woman or
That's
the
what
guy
I'm
saying,
saying.
okay, what are
Exactly.
we? What are we? What are we?
But let's be real. I rarely see a situation where both people don't have feelings.
Yeah.
Somebody's always got
Somebody.
feelings.
See, comes full circle. Full circle. Friends with benefits, situationships, full circle. Somebody is going to catch feelings. Both of you or one of you. You're going to catch feelings. And then it's going to create a mess if the other person doesn't feel the same way. It's just that. You can't go into a friends with benefits or a situationship expecting anything more than that. Because if you do that and you think you're going to go in and you're going to be able to change this person's thoughts and a relationship is going to develop, you're going to end up with this person afterwards. You're going to get hurt. And it's going to hurt really badly. And you're going to have resentment towards that other person because now you're catching feelings, you're liking this person, and you're going to think that they're changing how they feel, and that is not what's happening at all. That's not happening at all. So now you're just there looking like a clown, getting hurt because you thought that you're going to be able to change this person.
Someone's always hoping something's gonna happen.
So then
And
that's your
that situation-
boyfriend.
See, I see that honestly as a big waste of my time.
Right?
For me,
What you mean?
because, well, again, I guess I'm just old school. But for me, I just didn't like to date just to date. I don't like
Really?
to just go out just to
Yeah,
go
me
out.
neither.
Like,
I hate it.
You
we
date
can
with a purpose.
absolutely. Then you're wasting my
You need to
time.
find the one. See, I disagree wholeheartedly.
See, if you're like that, if you date with a purpose, if you're dating for an overall end game, like a relationship, marriage, all of those things, never, ever, ever, don't ever settle for a situationship. Don't ever settle for a friends with benefits. And then think in the back of your mind, you know what, I'm going to start out as friends with benefits. I'm going to start out in a situationship because I can change this person. I know I can change this person. I know with my heart, this person will change for me. Because guess what? 2, 3, 4 other people probably said that exact same thing. And guess what? You're number 5. They're not going to, if they don't want to change, they're not going to change. So if you know deep down that you want a relationship, a long-term relationship, if you want to get married eventually, and this person says they just want a situationship, they just want friends with benefits, they just want sex, when someone shows you who they are the first time, believe them. I don't remember who said that. I don't remember who said that, but always remember, when someone shows you shows you who they are the first time, believe them, because that person can only change. They will only ever change if they want to change. So you thinking that, you know what, I'm going to settle right now for friends with benefits. I'm going to settle right now for a situationship because I know that I could change this person. I know we can be together. That's not going to happen if they don't want to change. It's that simple. So if you're going to be dating with a purpose, go find someone else who has that same purpose. Go find someone else who wants a long-term relationship. Go find someone who wants to get married. So that when time comes, you can have that conversation and say, okay, we can make this agreement that eventually we will have a relationship, eventually we will get married, and not, we're going to start out having sex right now and hopefully we end up as something more.
No, what I mean is, if I sense that we're not vibing, why go out with you again?
Yeah,
Don't
I
waste
agree.
my time.
What we're saying is that
What? In life.
I date with a purpose.
I wanna hear what she has to
I
say.
date
you
with a
talking about
purpose.
vibing, meaning like, okay, now I'm in love with you, you in love with me. We're
No,
gonna get married.
no. Meaning, like, I can kick it with you. I can have fun with the thought of maybe going a little further. For me, it's like you're friends first. Let's see. We're friends first. Then if we vibe, then it's like, oh, okay, maybe we potentially can be boyfriend and girlfriend. Then once we're boyfriend and girlfriend, then I would like to be engaged. And once we're engaged,
okay,
I
I agree.
agree.
And again, If that's what you want, find somebody else who wants that same thing. Don't find someone who is just looking for the sex, just looking for fun, just wanting to have a good time, and thinking that you're gonna get anything more. Because I'm not saying that it's bad to just want to have fun. It's just you not wanting to commit is a bad thing. Not wanting to settle down is a bad thing. If you're young, enjoy your youth, have fun, be young, live your life, but don't waste other people's time. Someone who actually wants to settle down. If you know someone wants a relationship and wants to get married, and you know you don't want that, tell them straight up that's not what you're looking for, and then let them decide whether or not they're going to stick with you for the fun. And if you're the person who wants to settle down and get married, and someone tells you that, hey, I'm just here to have fun, I'm just here to have a good time, enjoy being young, and you still stick around, and then you get hurt, you cannot blame that person because that is your fault. They already told you straight up they're not looking to settle down, they don't want that commitment, and you decide to stick around with them. And you catch feelings, and they tell you, listen, I'm not trying to progress into anything more, and you get hurt, that's your fault. It's that simple. That is your fault. They already told you what they wanted. They already told you what they don't want, and you still stuck around thinking you're going to change them, and it didn't work. And now you're crying, looking like a clown, because you didn't believe what they said, because you thought that you could change them.
Just because you go with somebody does not mean that, like, I don't get that. Like, I think it's very healthy to date.
That's what I'm saying. I'm dating, but you don't have to. That's hanging out.
What you can have in the back of your mind is, oh, is he the one? Is he the one? Is he the one? And that's when you start settling.
Well, for me, I was looking for a husband. I wasn't looking for a boyfriend.
Well, I was looking for a boyfriend.
Yeah, right out the gate.
That's kind of extreme. Not gonna lie, that is kind of extreme. You're already looking for a husband even before you get a boyfriend. That's extreme. But I'm pretty sure she's not the only one. I'm pretty sure there are a ton of people out there, a ton of men and women who are looking for their married partner, their spouse, their significant other, to get married before they even think about boyfriend, girlfriend. That's fine. If that's you, cool. I just think that's kind of extreme to already be looking for marriage even before you get a relationship. You can't date, you can't see that far into the future. You can date and be like, okay, you seem to make a good boyfriend, a good girlfriend, a good right now partner, but you can't see that, oh, you know what, you look like you can be a good wife, you look like you're gonna be a good husband. You can't see that far. So if that's how you choose to see it and date and stuff, cool, do you. But it's just extreme thinking that you're gonna find your wife or your husband while you're dating.
If I'm gonna be honest, I think it has a lot to do with age.
Yes. I started late.
A certain age where you start
thinking
late
that
I think at 20-something, you need to have you a boyfriend.
100%. I think when you're in your 20s, you should be looking for your boyfriend.
You know, there's actually a study.
We're older. I'm not looking for a boyfriend.
That's also, yeah, I agree with that. Depending on your, I agree to an extent, because I've seen a lot of younger persons, like 20 to 25, around there, saying they're already getting married. They are already getting married. They're already looking for their lifelong partner. And that's perfectly fine for them. And for other people that see it like that, if you want to be in your early 20s, getting married, good for you. But for myself and a lot of other people, I cannot see myself getting married before the age of 25. Before the age of 28, I can't see myself getting married. Because I'm not even fully established. I'm not where I want to be financially, mentally, maybe. I'm just not there yet to want to say I'm ready to settle down for a lifelong partner. But again, that's just me. That's some people think like that, and that's fine. Other people think like that, saying they want their married lifelong partner in their early 20s or whatnot. Perfectly fine. Honestly, I think the best age to say you want to get married is like 28, 29, 30s up. That's just my opinion. Some disagree. Some say when you find your partner, when you find that person, my mind might change thinking, you know what? Maybe I'm ready to get married even before I'm those ages. That might happen, that might not happen. But as of right now, I can see, I'm only 20, bro. I am 20 years old. I am not looking to be getting married anytime soon. I'm not looking for kids at all. Again, persons have said when you find that one person, when you get in that, you might change your mind. Again, it might happen, it might not happen. It most likely might not happen. But as of right now, my 20-year-old self is saying that I'm not getting married until I'm 27, 28, 29 or older, and I'm not having children. It's just not something I see happening for me. But again, age, everyone's different, everyone's mindset is different.
I'm looking for a husband.
Yeah,
but you in your 30s.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
I was 27.
She was older.
Okay, so I'm gonna cut that clip there. I'm ending that there because we need to move on. Okay, the final clip that we're gonna watch, because I don't think I have to discuss. We were discussing throughout, but yeah, a lot of the things they said throughout I agree with. There's some that I do disagree with about. For example, dating to find your husband, to find your wife. That's absolutely crazy. But again, that's your preference. That's whoever thinks like that's preference. Cool. But yeah, so they discussed that, and I do agree with some things they did mention. Again, everyone thinks differently. Everyone has their own preference. Everyone has their own goals when it comes to their relationship life. But when we're talking about situationships, because that's what this really was about, it does boil down to, it's just about sex. Friends with benefits, situationships, like they're just new names, new labels for saying having sex with someone. And this next clip that we're going to watch again, it's from The Real. They talk about pretty much being in what a booty call is, what they think the definition of a booty call is, the different circumstances that determine what being in a booty call is. So yeah, let's take a look at that, and that's going to be the final clip that we watch for today. So yeah, The Real talking about what a booty call is and their definition of booty calls.
What if you're dating and you get a text around like 12 a.m., 1 a.m.?
You mean a booty call?
Yes.
Won't he do
That
it?
sounds amazing. If you're dating the person and they're hitting you about that time and saying like, hey, come over? Like seeing someone.
I have to be clear
Yes.
on my words, because nowadays it's all different. There's
Yeah,
hanging
I don't
out.
know what that means. What's seeing
There's
and dating?
hanging out, hooking
Kicking
up,
it. Guys say that they're kicking it.
talking.
I completely agree. There are so many different terms, so many different labels, all to say we're having sex. So many terms, so many labels, so much of everything just to say you and I are having sex. Kicking it, seeing, booty call, situationships, friends with benefits, all of that. Just sex. It's just us having sex. But if you're dating, if you're already in a relationship, is it considered a booty call? I think so. No. If you don't live together. If you're in a relationship but you don't live together, I consider it a booty call. Because, let's be real, a booty call is just you calling or texting someone and arranging to have sex. That's pretty much what a booty call is. So if you're already boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever the case is, and you don't live together, then it is a booty call. That's just my opinion. They think I think they describe what time period they see booty call as. I think a booty call can happen at any point in time, but they see it as something that happens during a set period. I think they said that it's like between 10, I think 11, 10 a.m., 10 p.m., and I think like 4 or 5 a.m.
This is what I tell my friends, because my girlfriend's like, hey, I got a text. I always say, what time did you get that text? Because for me, when I was dating, I would, what?
Right, I'm thinking the same thing, Lonnie. I'm just thinking these are glorified hoe booty call names. I'm just saying.
What?
Dating, kicking it, like,
well,
it's like whole times.
Well, no, what I would do is I would gauge what kind of date it was by the time. So if I got a text saying, hey, you want to hang out, like 12 p.m. and before, it was just like friendship. If it was like 2 to 8, it was a date. After 8, to me, that was a booty call.
Girl, if I had already slept with him and he's hitting me.
Okay. Like I mentioned earlier, I'm from Antigua, and that's in the Caribbean. In the Caribbean, it is very different. And I say that because the way of living down here is very different. At like 8, 9, 10, that is still quite early because people are still out enjoying life, partying, all those things. Especially during like June, July, well, for Antigua specifically, June to August, when the carnival season starts. And there's fetes, there's parties, all these different things are happening. At that time, it's still very early. People are still very much out and enjoying life. The nightlife is very much at a 10. Not even a 10, at like a 20 during that period of time. So that is kind of early. I guess it can be a booty call time period for some people. Also, down here, we get up very early, like ridiculously early. Like by 4:30 a.m., 4:35 a.m., we're already up getting ready for our day. Some persons get up a bit earlier even. So if you want to be sneaky for your little nightlife shenanigans, a good time for booty calls, if you're in the Caribbean, is like 11:30 to like 3:30, when you know for a fact persons are most likely in their bed. Because when I tell you by 4 o'clock, by 4:30, people are going to be getting up and getting out of their bed. And if you have a nosy neighbor, because houses here in some places are very close and some walls are very thin and some neighbors are just very, very, very nosy, they will see your little after hour activities. And God knows if that man or woman that's sneaking out of your house at that time ain't only yours, if they're not only yours and you know you sharing it with somebody else, hope and pray your neighbor don't know that. Because when I tell you Caribbean neighbors nosy, yes. So for the Caribbean, between 11:30 and 3:30 a.m., that's the perfect time to have your little nighttime fiascos. But we're going to hear how they describe it, because other places it might be different. Like I said, down here we just get up really early, and during certain times the nightlife is just really, really wild. So that does happen. So we're gonna see what they say. We're gonna see what they continue to describe their time frame for. So Tamara said between what? 12 and before is like a date. No, 12 and before is friendly. Then she said something else. is a date, and then 2 to 8 or something like that is date, and then anything after that is booty call hours. Cool. That's her point of view. Okay.
After 8 p.m. it was a booty call.
No,
Then it's
8
all
p.m.
good.
That's still dinner and movies and stuff.
I would have dinner around 7:30,
Oh,
8:30.
That's early.
Well, I
Tamara.
had a
Still
job.
light
I gotta go to
outside.
work the next day.
Yeah,
I was
see,
saying
Tam.
dinner date. It's still light outside.
Tam.
What?
Tam.
Okay, educate me.
I can't
But did you go when they called you at like 8 o'clock?
Oh,
That's what I
no.
want to know. Did you go out on a date?
No, a date was like 2 between 8. If
No.
it was between that time,
You
yeah.
gotta have your
If it
date
was
during
if it was
sunlight.
a booty call, no. I don't want
does
to.
location-
You guys, I never dated to just date. I
Oh, okay.
courted.
All
I
right,
like
calm
to do
down.
that.
It's all right.
See, okay, so like I was saying, everybody's different. Everybody at everywhere might see a different time frame for when those nightly activities should be happening. For her, she see it as anything after 8 is late, up to 8 o'clock is, yeah. To the others, they clearly show that they disagreed with that. They were saying that later could be just for dinner, and then afterwards would be booty call hours. Again, everybody sees that something different. I see it like them because where I'm from in the Caribbean, 8, 9, that's still quite early. People go movies down here at like 8, 9 o'clock. I'm pretty sure 9 p.m. is the... Actually, no. I'm pretty sure like 10 p.m. is the latest the cinema here in Antigua closes, because you have some movies that start at 8 p.m. Especially if, like, let's say it's a Marvel movie that is 8 hours, it can start at 8 p.m. and not finish until like after 10 p.m. And that's when the cinemas will be closing. And then some people still go out after that. But yeah. So it all depends on, I guess, what you view a booty call time period to be. In all honesty, a booty call time period is 12 a.m. to 12 a.m. Anytime between that. Because I could call up somebody right now, and that would be considered a booty call. I could message somebody right now, and that would be considered a booty call. Same thing for someone else. They might see it as just this time period or at any point in time.
Hey, it's all right.
Am I getting?
Wait, I'm asking. I have questions.
Confusing.
I have questions that need to be answered.
Okay, what's your question?
Tamara,
Yes.
does the location depend as well?
Yes,
Like if
God.
you're getting a booty call and somebody's asking you to go meet them at a restaurant at 12:30 at night, that's not a booty
not
call.
Lies. He's trying to wine
No,
you
yeah.
down. You then booty
And then
call.
have a booty call.
Now, is it still called a booty call even though you all
I agree with that. The intention will always remain the intention. If you're going on a date with someone and their intention is to have sex with you, whether you go on the date at 3 p.m., 4 p.m., 12 a.m., 2 a.m., whatever the time is, and their intention is to have sex with you afterwards, the intention is going to remain the intention. It is still a booty call. You might end up having a pre-game before, but their intention is to have sex. So they invited you out with the intention of having a booty call, but they know, maybe they won't agree to just the booty call. So they're going to offer some sort of pre-event that leads into that. The intention will always remain the intention. It's that simple.
already gave him the booty? Does that matter?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like if I already gave you the booty, then we have an understanding.
I mean, if you already did it, that means you're a sure thing. That's
That means you are categorized at that
Necessarily
time.
nowadays.
right.
Not necessarily.
Oh yeah, that's a.
If you already gave it up, is it still a booty call? Again, like I said, if you don't live together and they call you, message you, whatever it is, to come over, once it's an arrangement, then yes, it is a booty call. Saying that once you give it up, you're a sure thing, that don't mean nothing. Because you and 5 other people might still be sure things.
You got okay.
If it was good, then I'm
break it
sure
down. I feel like the
if
one
it was
that's
not
currently
good,
dating,
it ain't
break
happening
it down.
again.
Break it down, please, Lonnie, because you know I'm old school.
Okay.
Please.
For
let me
you,
know.
a booty call is probably 8 p.m.
I can't
all right?
believe that.
I get that.
That is terrible, Tam.
You don't go out after dark, all right? I get that. But for everybody else in America, a booty call is usually after 1 a.m. From the hours of 1 a.m. to 5 a.m. because a lot of
Wait a minute.
things
I say
happen.
midnight.
Yeah, I was going to say 11:30,
Midnight is not
midnight.
No.
You would go out on a date at 11:30 midnight?
That's a. No,
Come over here,
listen,
baby.
What?
Some people like a booty call, okay? First of all, we're not dissing people that like it because you know what? Booty calls has its purpose in life, okay?
Yes, it does.
Sometimes you need to get a little tune up. Maybe you don't have nobody right now. Maybe they don't have nobody right now. Maybe you ain't got time to have a relationship, but you might be feeling something, all right?
And men
you
are
got
not
a
the
number,
only
you
ones.
call it.
We all got needs. So yeah, booty calls, they serve their purpose. We all have needs. We all have pleasures. And sometimes we just need that little, yeah. So yeah, again, they do situationships, friends with benefits. They're all just labels for one thing, and that is sex. So I guess they do serve their purpose.
And men are not the only ones calling folks for booty calls.
Okay, can I ask
You married. Okay. Now, I'm about to get real personal. If you don't want to answer it, don't answer it. But do you have relations after midnight?
What do you...
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Because sometimes you get a feeling. It's the same thing with a single woman. You get a feeling.
well, I'm
and you may
married,
not be. But just because
That
you're
doesn't
not.
work for everybody, Tam.
No, I know.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Just because you
So
my
you
girl.
saying that us single chicks.
I'm not judging.
We can't
I'm
get
not.
none because we not married. I'm sorry,
didn't say
but
that.
I'm gonna go.
That's not what she said. I feel like Lottie was just taking that way out of context. That's not what Tamara said. But I see how Lottie would feel thinking that, because Tamara is married, and thinking that she was only implying that because you're single, you shouldn't be having fun, let's use that, fun at a certain period in time, then... But that's not what she was saying. That's not what she was saying. Lottie was just taking that out of context.
Go to hell then, because I've been getting it out. It's natural. It's life. Thank you. Stand up, my single sisters, because...
Okay, so... So that's where we're gonna end that. We heard all these different clips talking about situationships, talk about friends with benefits, the rules to navigating friends with benefits and having it be positive. How should a friends with benefits situation end when someone catch feelings? Because someone very much will, and that's going to be a whole other thing. Someone is going to get hurt. Yeah, we talked about situationships, where situationships, booty calls, friends with benefits, it's all the same thing. It all boils down to one thing, and that is to have sex. But yeah, so we took a look at all of those clips. So if you guys enjoyed this video, if you guys enjoyed today's episode of Unchained Opinions, comment down below what you disagree with, what you agree with, your point of view on all of these topics. Comment down below other topics you think I should discuss. Again, I also make short form content, so you can also comment down below topics you think I should make in just a quick little video. I don't have to go too in depth with it. And yeah, my previous video again will be linked down below. Is cheating ever justifiable? And my thoughts on long distance relationships, as well as my socials, Instagram, X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, and TikTok. All of those will be linked down below for you to check out and follow. So thank you guys once again so much for watching, and until next time, you're watching Unchained Podcast with Just Ronaldo. Oh yeah, and comment down below if you think I should go live, where you guys can interact with the conversation in real time. I can read your comments and respond in real time. So, thanks for watching. You're watching Unchained Opinions with Just Ronaldo.